Yes, episode 3, the brand new hip hop show. We're very excited for this one. And I am joined by my boy, my mixed up brother, SeanDJ. Sean, how you been?
Been alright, brother.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Staying
good
busy.
Good to be back. I thought that was gonna be jingle. I was gonna do a little jingle.
Yeah, well, I know. So the last time you were here, we was on the radio show, right? So it's a bit more of a different vibe. It's a bit more serious this time.
Hip hop show.
I know. Yeah,
Hip-hop
you can
show.
do a jingle if you want. Yeah.
Nah, I'm good. Good to be back.
Yeah,
good
man. Yeah.
Thank you for having
Mixed
me.
that represent, and we're representing the We Are So Fresh branding today as well. Go and get your merch. You want to do a quick plug for that at all? Or?
Yeah, our website is up, but it's under construction again.
Okay.
You need to constantly evolve, and just merch. Proper merch is coming up soon. We're gonna do a lookbook as well for autumn, winter, and spring, summer 25. So keep an eye out.
There you go. Plug's done. Now, very special one today on the hip hop show. Very different. And I know a lot of people are going to be saying, why haven't you got a rapper on? But I will remind those ignorant people that hip hop is not just rap. It's the beatboxer, it's the break dancer, it's the DJ, it's the graffiti artist. And today we are focused very much on the dance element, and we are so blessed to have a member of Flawless in the building. Let's make some noise for Oddey, people. Come on.
What's going on?
Yes.
Oddey,
Yes.
absolute pleasure to have you in the building, my man. Feel very blessed to have you here. So thank you for coming by. And
Thank you guys for having me, man. Likewise.
you're bringing a real new flavour to the hip hop show today. And I think it's really important to make it clear that hip hop is very much about the dance as well. And what better guest to have in to kind of illustrate that. We connected with you, well, I connected with you at the Mill Road Winter Fair. So that's kind of the Cambridge link here. And I was like, hang on a minute, there's someone from Flawless in this city? I gotta get this guy on. I gotta get this guy on. So as I said, what we'll do, I think, is we'll take it right back. I mean, obviously this year as well is a very special year for Flawless as a group.
Big year.
We're celebrating 20 years of the crew.
20 years.
20 years. So it's a good time to get you on, and we'll talk all about that in a bit.
Before we move on, sorry.
Please, yeah.
It being a big year for Flawless, do you guys still? Are all the original?
Yeah, so we're
founding members
linking
still-
up. We're literally going to have a 20 years anniversary link up. So we're all coming back together to put on a show.
Oh, nice.
At the end of the year, which is on the 9th of November. So it's the past, present, and the future. That's the name of the show. So where you're going to get elements of how we started, where we went, and then now where we are with the new generation of the Flawless group as well. So
nice,
it's a
nice,
big,
nice.
big family now as well.
So good, so good. So if we take it right back, let's talk about Oddey as the individual before Flawless, as a young youth, as a young man. Were you always dancing?
Do you know what? From young, I mean, I still look back at videos that I have that were my parents sent to me. So for me, dancing was pretty much in the household, if I'm honest with you. So it used to be obviously the favorite Michael Jackson. So you always have your Michael Jackson music videos playing. And it was something that played at parties, kids' parties. So naturally, I used to be always up dancing. From the age of 8, I've always been dancing. And let's not forget as well, because I'm originally from Congo. So I was born there. Came here when I was 2 years old. So that culture side for me was always there.
Always there.
So that's how it was for me. So like whenever you go to like a family function party, you will always get that Congolese music that will be playing.
Yeah.
So that had a mixture, obviously listening to the Michael Jackson's, dancing like Michael Jackson, and then trying to combine the two with the African style.
Oh, nice.
So then that's when
amazing.
So that's when dancing for me became even more big. So then from the age of 8, and then I literally went into secondary school dancing. So one of the original member of Flawless, which is Swoosh.
Swoosh, yeah,
So
big
big up
him up.
Swoosh. He is the CEO, and he's the one, he found the talent in me and to bring it out of me even more.
Wow.
So when I was dancing in secondary school, he said, what are you going to do after when you leave the 11? I said, I'm not too sure. He said, okay, I've got something planned. I'm going to set up a dance group and then just join in.
So he was a high school friend, you said?
He was a high school friend. So it was him and another member called Big Chris.
Right.
So us three, we all went to the same
Kind
school.
of the founding members, I guess.
Yeah, that's right. And then even after leaving school, it was a thing where we all linked up because then he knew the other members through education. So somehow everyone was connected or linked up through colleges, through school, and then we all came together. And he said, you know what, I'm going to start a group. But these times when we started rehearsing together, the name wasn't even found yet.
Yeah.
So we just started rehearsing for a whole solid year.
Wow.
And then he said, you know what, Flawless. The name sounds serious, Flawless. And it wasn't a thing for him when he came up with Flawless to be to sound big-headed. It was more like a name to live up to.
Yeah.
So to have that no limit where everything that we need to make sure that it does reach that level of just being flawless.
Yeah.
And trained for a whole year.
Wow. So what year would that have been then? So you're just coming out of
2004. 2004.
Of course, yeah, 20 years. Makes sense.
2004.
Yeah. Wow.
I was young then. I was one of the youngest as well.
What was the school?
So St. Aloysius.
Yeah.
St. Aloysius. It's actually a popular school now because a lot of people that come from there actually are now like doing movies, like Daniel Kaluuya.
Wow.
Yeah, the guy who done Step Out.
Yeah.
He came from that school as well. There's a few other guys that done like Top Boys.
Wow.
That's come from the same school as well. So it's a
lot of talent.
A big talent school.
Amazing.
Yeah. 2004 or early 2000s there was big dance.
That was like
big dance scene though.
Yeah.
There was the Step Ups. There was
the dance flick era, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it was Step Up that actually inspired us even more, because when you watch a movie like that, even till today, it gives you that goosebump, you know. So that's what kind of kick-started the whole like thing of just training, making sure that everyone's up to scratch to be flawless, you know.
I love that.
But yeah.
You named Michael Jackson as one of your influences, and I can imagine it's most dancers' influence because, you know, he defied so many things. He did so many things that nobody had really seen before. Yeah. Was there a favourite track? Was there a favourite routine?
Do you know what? I always say it till this day. Till this day, for me personally, Smooth Criminal.
Oh, I was going to say that.
Smooth Criminal. Do you know what? When you actually go back and you watch Smooth Criminal, the video alone, there's so many things that you miss that you have to keep watching and be like, oh, then you start to spot someone on the side, he's doing something completely different, and then you watch it again and you spot. Honestly, the guy is a genius. Just that music video alone.
Yeah,
bro, the lean alone.
The lean alone, that literally took everyone.
Yeah, I mean, do we know how that was done?
No.
I still don't know.
I mean, no, but honestly, yeah, that track alone. There's a few other songs as well. Obviously, that's good as well. But for me personally, that was my inspo. Yeah.
It's almost like, you know, when he was at his peak, I suppose in the late 80s or whatever it was. You know, each music video, each song had its own kind of like dance identity. Like there's so many revolutionary things happening in each video.
Exactly.
Even what's another one off that album with like all the animals and everything that was. Is it Way You Make Me Feel?
The Way You Make Me Feel, that's serious
even
one.
That. He's taking it back to all those different cultural dances as well, you know, from different parts of the globe, like crazy.
Genius. Did you watch, This Is It?
This Is It, yeah.
That alone, I think for me personally, it tapped into how much of a genius he was.
Yeah.
Just the involvement that he had. You know, sometimes you get certain music artists, they don't really take part in certain things, but him, he wanted to make sure that he was involved in the production. Yeah. Certain even ad-libs that he was adding was like, he wants to make it sound a certain way. So for me, I'm like, this guy's a genius.
It was all his vision, right? Yeah. Any other notable artists to mention?
Do you know what? We can't forget about Usher, you know? Usher, you know.
I mean, we got a DJ here as well, so
you know. Yes, exactly. I'm speaking to you, my man. You know, trust me. No, but Usher definitely, and obviously as I start getting old, then you have the Chris Brown. Yeah. So yeah.
Although I do feel like a lot, you know, Usher, Chris Brown, you know, Mario, like I do kind of feel like they were direct sort of Michael Jackson descendants. Do you know what I'm saying? In the way that they move, there's a lot of inspiration there as well.
I think I personally think now Chris Brown is at the top. When it comes to performance for the guys anyway. For the women, Beyonce is doing bits and she always tries to get involved. But Chris Brown, his shows that
he's on another level. Yeah, man. He just brings something different to the table. I mean, if we go back, let's talk about Omarion as well.
Omarion, and B2K.
Exactly.
You Got Served.
So even that alone, so the name goes on. But as you said before, a lot of them, Michael Jackson, he was that, and then obviously you can see him in all the other artists as well.
Absolutely. I mean, if you go pre Michael Jackson, I saw that Flawless took some of their inspiration even from the likes of people like James Brown and Fred Astaire as well.
Yes.
Can't forget those big.
Cannot
names
forget those, man. Those are the OGs, man. And yes, you are right. In terms of like inspiration, you can't forget the Fred Astaires as well. Because I think even if you watch and you go back to our 2009 performance on Britain's Got Talent, we had a Michael Jackson piece that we done for the semi-finals.
Yeah.
So that alone goes to show you the way we were inspired and stuff as well.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I'll watch that today.
You're doing a research.
I gotta refresh it today.
Listen,
It was good.
Memory
It was
lane,
good.
man. Memory lane. Thank you, bro, man. Thank you.
Now, this is a hip hop show. Obviously, various different elements of hip hop. But there's also so many different elements of hip hop dance as well. For the new listener who might not kind of understand what street dance is, could you kind of break it down with some of the subgenres and what defines those?
I think overall with dance and hip hop, you cannot speak about something else without speaking about dance, because dance is hip hop. So we're talking about hip hop dance. So when we're talking about hip hop dance, you're talking about certain moves like the Bart Simpson, going back to the old school, the Bart Simpson, the Presnos, you know, the what's this, the Smurf, the Cabbage. So these moves.
I need to see some
Buster.
examples. We're not on the radio now; it's a visual podcast. We can.
Listen, I'm talking about, like, for example, like the old school.
Yeah.
Okay.
So all of these moves, the hip hop moves, the foundational movements that we obviously you have to is the dance element of hip hop. So yeah, like I don't know. So that's why when, like you said earlier on, is when you speak about hip hop, there's different things, whether just dancers, beatboxing, for example, beatboxers, DJs.
Yeah.
With dance, there's so many foundational moves that is hip hop related as well. So you just have to know what dance moves you want to do and throw it down.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember the House Party, the movie?
Yeah. Kid and Play.
Kid and Play.
It was nice.
So those are the old
Because that I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, that's kind of like a lock-in style, what you did there, right? Like this type of stuff,
lock-in.
right?
So you have obviously lock-in, you have lock-in, you have popping.
Yeah.
You have now obviously you have breaking.
Breaking, of course.
Then there's new style, like the new style of hip hop. So there's new style. Then what else is there? There's house. House now is part of that, the whole new style, the new thing of house dancing.
Yeah.
But they have like the house music, but you can still do house movements with hip hop music as well.
Yes.
So it's just basically being able to break it down as well. So there's all these other styles in street dance, you know, that you could say that it's related to hip hop as well.
I guess it's the evolution of dance.
Yeah, evolution, that's it. Yeah, key thing is evolution of dance.
It evolves so quick, right, as well.
Oh my goodness.
We'll get into that. Did you ever touch on Crump? Because that was one that really, I saw Rise, the movie, the documentary of the guys in LA.
Yes.
I was blown away.
No, I think the Crump scene now in the UK is huge.
Yeah.
You know, yes, especially from Rise as well. So I think in Flawless itself, we have members that actually do Crump.
Yeah.
Oh. So they battle and they do Crump. So for me,
It's heavy.
It's serious stuff, you know. And even to this day, when I watch those that do it, it's like, because they just go buck wild.
Yeah.
You zone
It's
out.
a release, isn't it?
It's a release for them lot. So it's like I'm trying to learn more about it because I'm just so inspired. I'm like, okay, tell me more. So then people are insiders telling me, okay, certain movements, like for example the jabs, the arm swings, they all have some sort of meaning behind it. So it's not just dancing for the sake of dancing. Every single move has a meaning. And that's why for me it's inspiring to just be able to
You call that movie?
Yeah.
Rise. Have you seen Rise? Watch Rise. It just breaks it down.
Wow,
That's great.
I want to go back to dancing.
Yeah.
So if we do like a full circle of hip hop, Kendrick's just dropped a new music video for Not Like Us, and the Crumpers are in it.
Yes.
The original Crumpers
the original Crumpers
are in
and
that.
Yes, from Rise as well.
Yeah.
No. Have you seen it?
Big them up.
Yeah.
Big them up.
Big.
Yeah, I love it when it's so like aggressive.
Do you know what I like as well? Just from that video alone, just the simplicity. Because sometimes when you see them when they're sitting in the chair, all they are doing on the chair just swinging left to right, and then you have the girl just going really at it, really.
Yeah. So
Goodness me.
So you connect with Swoosh. You've got a foundation there. The Flawless obviously grew, right? So what was that process like? Did you feel like you needed to recruit more members, or were they just kind of already within your circle?
Do you know what? They were already within the circle, you know? The way it happened, honestly, it was just natural. It wasn't us going out to try and search for members. It was in-house, if I'm honest with you. So that's how it, because when we first started, there was 10 of us.
Yeah.
And then it grew and it grew and it grew. So even till this day, the original members, they still come back and do shows with us as well.
Amazing.
So that's why the whole purpose of the whole reunion 20th show is going to be everyone coming back and just getting
Those
back
OGs.
on it again. The OGs really come back. For me, I'm excited.
Yeah, man.
Because it's been a while since I performed with a lot of them.
Yeah.
You know?
Would you say that just kind of having them within your circle and initially creates that natural chemistry?
100%. I think for us as well, when we first started, it was a passion. We all loved doing it. It wasn't for the sake of let's get together and let's do this dance. No, we thoroughly.
I was going to ask the question because obviously you said there was 10 of you that came together. It wasn't like you recruited, because when you recruit, it's different, right? Everyone's got a different dream. When you all come together, you have the same mindset and you will have the same goal of right. Let's kill it. This is that's nice.
The chemistry was 10 out of 10. And I mean the chemistry being when you're at rehearsals, really like going through choreo and then really going 100%. And when you take that same energy that you used at rehearsals to perform it on stage, it was a party on stage.
And with the choreo, was that someone would come up with a move and y'all would include it?
So it'll be a contribution of individuals. So let's say, for example, I'll use Swoosh. So let's say, for example, Swoosh might have a locking choreography. Then we had our other member called Nathan Gordon, big him up. He also had like his normal like street dance hip hop choreo. So then he might like a certain music. So back then it used to be a thing where when you hear the latest music or song that comes out, you say, you know, I'm feeling this song. So you play it, then you play around with it in terms of like choreograph and put pieces together. Then you start to pick up anyone that wants to join in. You join in and you learn that piece, and then Swoosh will do the same with his lock-in, and then we merge it to one. So everybody had like, for example, their own contribution.
That's so good. Yeah, that's a good question because I wondered.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, would you do it like when you first started, before you got into the choreo, like a dance cipher type thing where you go in and you
know what? That was more at the end though.
Yeah.
At the end it used to be like you play like when we're like getting ready to go like to leave, someone playing music, and there's always the latest. Like I remember when what's it? The Timberland drop.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my god.
That one is like from the You Got Served.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Down drop. Down drop.
That's it. Drop. Everyone started.
You like that one?
I'll play that every time.
Till today, that song hits differently. Yeah. So that was a kind of style. So like you didn't throw down, but it wasn't like a battle. It was more like exchange.
Yeah.
You know. Okay. So it was like that kind of kept us.
It was a healthy battle.
Healthy battle. Yeah.
That's nice. I love that.
It's changed now though. It's changed in a sense where now a lot of people when they battle, it's like all up in your face and stuff. But then it was more like you're exchanging, you know, friendly battle because you know that how like okay, this because for us we used to use it as someone to help to push you forward, to inspire you, to motivate you. Yeah. So if I'm battling against someone, let's say for example me and Swoosh are going back and forth, I know whatever he does, he's going to make me do even 100% even more. Yeah. And when I throw down, he's going to say, oh, no, I can't give up, then I need to go again. So it's like iron sharpens iron.
It's like a back-to-back DJ thing, right? Where you...
There you go.
It's all hip-hop. It's all hip-hop.
You're dropping a track, you know...
You see, that's it. Yeah.
But nowadays it's about clout.
Yes, and that's the kind of thing that kind of loses the whole feeling to you know, the whole hip-hop feeling, you know, because everyone wants that clout. And I think... where you don't like, because you got for me, I take it always back to when hip hop was hip hop. You know, like you said already, you gave a good example there with DJs. When you're scratching, you're doing your thing. Yeah. You're kind of saying, okay, this is what I've got. Then when another DJ comes, he's doing his thing. So you're now going back and forth. It's friendly, but you know that how you're at the same time as well, you're pleasing the listeners. Yes. You know, the same with dance. You're battling, you're going back and forth. The crowd's going crazy. No clout. Yeah. No clout. Yeah. But now it's like the person that gets the most cheers is become
social media, bro.
Social media is coming.
We'll get into that. We'll get into that.
So I mean, yeah.
I mean, we sound old, but
it's changed the game though, for sure.
It has.
For sure.
It has.
Yeah, it's about having respect and like you say, going back to those kind of, I suppose, almost innocent days of hip hop, you know, where it's just all experimental and it's purely for the art.
Of course.
I love that. Now, I think what, you know, a lot of people want to know, I suppose, if we kind of take a nostalgic look back, we're celebrating 20 years, but 2009, big year for you guys. Massive. Obviously, you'd formed the crew, you'd rehearsed a bunch. At which point did, I suppose, it would have been Swoosh's idea to be like, right, let's take this to Britain's Got Talent.
Do you know what it was? I think because 2008 was the first year of Britain's Got Talent. Yeah. And that was the year of, if you remember, George Sampson.
Yes.
So that was the year. Originally, we were supposed to do that year.
Right.
But Swoosh said, you know what, boys, obviously we have been contacted to go and do it, but I don't think we were ready for it yet.
Sure.
So then we said, nah, we're not going to do 2008. But after just training, then 2009, we got a phone call saying, guys, we want you guys to come and audition. Because you got to think, I think for us, prior to the call up for Britain's Got Talent, we had already gone to different countries like Germany because we won the World Championships.
Wow.
Yeah, in Germany. And this was for, I believe, IDL. In Germany. So we came first out of a lot of the countries that were there.
Amazing.
So we already started to have a bit of buzz on our name and stuff.
Yeah.
So Britain's Got Talent was like a win-win. We just came back from winning the World Championships in IDL in Germany. And then when 2009 came, Swish said, you know what, boys, let's go for it. So then we just said, yeah, boys, let's go for it. But then the rest was history, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah. I've got some quotes here actually just from that moment. I mean, looking back at the video, I remember it. I was 19 years old. And actually, I spoke to you before, Oddey, and I used to study dance. I would have been studying dance around this time as well. So there's no doubt that you guys would have been influenced for me back then. Wow. But looking back at it, I mean, you guys got a standing ovation from all three judges. Simon said it was one of the best things he's ever seen in his life.
Yep.
And, you know, a great quote from him as well. With confidence, commitment and hard work, you can achieve something. How did it feel at that time when you had that response from all three judges? It was so positive, right?
It was positive. You know what, me personally, I was kind of emotional, you know, personally, because I think for us, because I think growing up where we grew up, it was more of like, you just a regular dancer, those dancers. So dance wasn't really respected in a certain way. If they saw you do dance music, you're just a dancer. Not in the back, but they kind of bring you down. Yeah. It wasn't as if, like, for example, you're a rapper, you're doing MCing, but dancers didn't really get looked up in that way.
Yeah.
It's like your background thing.
The background thing, exactly that. So for us doing Britain's Got Talent and then just hearing that coming out from Simon's mouth, it was like it made me really feel, you know what, anything is possible, anything is achievable, especially I think for me, it was being on stage with your brothers and just experiencing that moment. Honestly, till this day, I still get goosebumps thinking about it.
Amazing. Yeah. I mean, and just millions of viewers, right?
Millions.
Just instantly aware of you guys and what you're about. How did that feel? Did that feel almost like an overnight success type thing? Or did you still feel like you had work to do?
Definitely still had work to do. Still had a lot more work to do, especially because of the year that we went through. Obviously, it was obviously everyone knows it was a thing between us and diversity.
We'll come back to that.
We'll come. So already that was a point where we had a point to prove. Yeah, you know. So it was challenging, but we knew that it doesn't just stop here. This is where it starts, if anything, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so, but at least you had that amazing foot in the door.
Quick question on that Britain's Got Talent thing. What was the process like? So you got the call to come in, or the to come for the auditions. The auditions you're in. What's next? What happens?
So we basically said, "Yep, you go in next." So then that's when the rehearsals really kicked in. We're talking about every day, Monday to Friday rehearsals. Literally, less sleep. We were going in.
And are these rehearsals at GBT HQ or they're back in your?
So basically at where we rehearse. So sometimes in the only time when we rehearsed with them lot was when we were called for like fittings. That's when we go to this, but we always had our own like place where we rehearse at the time as well.
These professionals, they got their own space.
Yeah,
it's nice.
So we were literally just rehearsing like crazy, and it was full on because then you got to think of it. Them times we had a lot of like videos to film as well, like for press, for promo. So it was intense.
Did you feel the pressure to put on something slightly different for the next performance?
100%. Yeah, 100%. Because I felt like as if sometimes, you know, you got to look at this for us lot. It was intense. The reason why for us, it's like at the time when we went on TV, you have 10 young black brothers, you know, going on the stage and to impress the British audience. So for us, it was a bit of pressure, but at the same time, we just said to ourselves that we can't lose who we are. We have to be who we are and just have a good time on that stage. So even from the actual audition set that we had to the semi-finals and finals, everything was literally just, we had to just be ourselves and not try and do. You know, sometimes with the shows nowadays, they tell you, no, you can't do this or you can't do that, and they try to, I don't know, try to make you go away from
trying to mold it.
But we didn't have that. So everything that we done, we made sure that this is how
it's original.
Yeah, it's like you had a big responsibility to the black community.
Oh, exactly,
right?
Exactly. So that was huge, and I think for us, it was huge for our community because that's when you saw those that doubted dance. They were the ones coming back and saying, you know what, we're so proud of you guys because you look what you guys have done. So at the time, it was a big buzz.
Correct me if I'm wrong as well. I don't feel like anyone was representing to that level in terms of a massive dance troupe in the UK at that time. Obviously, we see it in America a lot, but like it for me, for British culture as a whole, it's such a huge moment, especially with the fact that you were essentially competing with diversity towards the end as well. It was just a big moment.
No, it was massive. It was massive because at the time, I don't think even the year before, as I said before, the only person that came to do some dancing, but he was a soloist, which was George Sampson.
Yeah.
But then the following year when we came, that was 2 dance groups on the stage. So already that till this day that made history.
Yeah,
and nothing has literally gone past there because they still speak about that till this day.
I know. Yeah. When did it become apparent that you had another troupe sort of in the same kind of category, I suppose, as yourselves, and how did it feel at that time?
I'm trying to think if it was us they showed first. No, they showed us first. So when diversity came, then I think automatically that's when the press started to get involved, because press, they always turn things around.
I love a story.
They love it. So obviously from when that came out, they then turned it into becoming the rivalry.
Yeah.
So I mean, I get it because then you get more viewers.
Sure.
So I get the promo how it works as well. But I think prior to that, there was no rivalries. And as far as we are aware, and what we know of is that diversity started after us as well.
Right.
So they looked up to us in that sense, where when we started to do when we came out, they weren't out yet. They watched. If I go back, they watched us in a show. This was UK versus USA. So when the USA came down here, I forgot what year it was. I believe must have been 2005 or something. They weren't together yet, but they watched us perform there, and in the following year, that's when they got together. So this was UK versus USA. So they've known of us before that, prior to that, if that makes sense.
Was there a bit of history there as well? Because I read up about Cruel Intentions and Swift Moves.
Yes.
So was there some members that I think had already worked with Swish?
Correct.
Is that
Correct. Yeah. So Swish is, Swish. He is for me personally, one of the pioneers. Along with other choreographers in the UK. Yeah. He's been there for a while. So he's been working with individual soloists, music artists. Yeah. So prior to even Flawless, we done music videos. Yeah. We've been in music videos. Yeah.
So the community was always kind of there in the background. Yeah. Mad. I mean, what a time. I still remember it so well, and I can't believe it was some 15 years ago, man. Like, it's crazy. What opportunities have come for Flawless since becoming finalists at Britain's Got Talent?
Well, where do I start? We got a lot of brand deals. Like, we work with brands such as Nike, Puma, Adidas, LS, Disney.
I saw that on your website.
Disney. There's a lot. Even after this, we got then contracted to do the first ever UK dance 3D movie.
Oh yeah,
called Street Dance 3D.
There you go. Yeah, amazing.
So we were the main dance group in that movie. In the movie, we're called The Surge.
A Surge, yeah.
The Surge, yeah. So we done the first one, and then we done the sequel.
Oh wow!
So that performed at the Diamond Jubilee.
Wow. That's crazy.
Then we went on to do our own tour, which is called Chase the Dream.
Yes. Chase the Dream brand. I've seen the hats. I've seen the T-shirt.
All of that.
Okay. Tell us a bit about that, maybe.
Can I?
No, yeah, please, yeah.
Before we chase the dream, I wanted to go back to that final.
Yes.
With diversity. Did y'all? First question. Did y'all have like wish we'd have gone last year kind of thing, as opposed to 2009 after the result?
Do you know what? No, I think for us it was more of we were glad that we went on the same year, only because we felt like as if we went afterwards or before, it would have been a lot of people would have questioned it. So we felt like it was good, because then when you ask a lot of viewers that time, they were like, you know what? They had their reasons why they won, and some people thought that we were winners. So to us, we became winners anyway. The moment we got to the finals, we won.
Both groups.
Yeah, both group winners.
Gotcha. Yeah. Was there a moment where y'all watched the final performances back, as in comparing yours and comparing diversities?
We watched it back, but no, I wouldn't say we compared. I think for us, it was more of like, I think for us, we genuinely liked what they did, because you got to think of it for us as well. They did bring the cute factor to the stage, where a lot of the public viewers, they loved the cute factor even more. You know, they had the kids, so they brought them out the bag, etc. Great performance, great set. Whereas had us a lot, we had the mature, the street dance, core hip hop, the just like everything was just in sync, if that makes sense. So it was like different. You had two groups who were good, but they had their own different styles that brought it to the thing. So therefore, it was the viewers who had to vote at the end. You know.
Okay.
On that note, can we
answer my question? You answer my question.
Can we watch the final? I just want to see kind of Oddey's reaction and see
Goodness
see what it's like for you to revisit it, bro.
Taking it back.
I think this is the one. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but let's, and Sean, you can get your reaction as well.
Our first act made it through Monday's semi-final and are the first of two street dance troops on the bill tonight.
But what have they got planned for the final? It's flawless.
There you go. All right. Yeah. Nostalgic there. 2009. I mean, yeah, goosebumps, Oddey, right?
I'm telling you, yes.
So the question that I had, but the question that I had was,
don't say it, Sean.
no, I'm going to say it.
Okay.
So I feel like I need to say it.
Okay.
The question I had was, watching back your performance and then watching, what's it called? Diversity.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anyone in the group that felt like, oh, they smoked us, they did this? But after what you said about the cute factor, take that away and just look at both dances. I understand your reasons for picking doing the micro routine, because again, you have a responsibility to the culture. Black people, you want something that the crowd will know. You don't want to just go in with the Timberland, because they'll be like, what is this? So you're bringing in that music that the people already know, and you're adding the dance to it.
Yeah.
Diversity came in with the alien stuff, and I'm like, whoa, okay, cool. When I watched it back, I was like, they smoked them. But DJ had back on. I'm like, sometimes I don't play that best song. I want to play it so people are involved. I'm doing it for the crowd. And after what you said and all the work that you put in, I retract that comment to say they smoked you, because looking at everything, it was close.
Such different styles, though, right?
Yes.
And I suppose it's hard to know which angle to take, and with that much pressure, as well. You know, but yeah, I mean,
so I retracted it. I don't think they smoked. I think both of y'all were
The same.
It just ended up being the crowd having to decide, oh, these guys are better because, oh, look at Perry. Look at that. But if we take away the kids, I feel like you guys would have been a favorite because of the music that you picked in the choreo and stuff like that. So
there was a lot of elements to that one, though, if I'm honest with you. I think with that as well, also being there and being involved, there was a lot of last minute changes. And the reason why I say that is when you watch a live primetime TV show, so for example, let's say if the TV show starts at 7:30, they obviously have a list of what time to perform. So as far as we were told that we wasn't first on. At that, so the time that we were told that we were on, we're not going to open the show. So by the time, obviously, when people know that we're going to perform, Flawless are going to be on, half of the people weren't even at home yet because they was making their way back home. So with shows like this, if you're the first one to open the show, half of the people that are meant to watch you, they're not home. Yeah. So then the only time they get to watch you is when they're replaying the whole act of the whole show. So that's what happened. So we were told that we went first. So then there was last minute changes because because before performing live, you have to do a stage performance just so the cameras can get the right angle once you go live. Yeah. So when we done that, we were told obviously we weren't going to be first on. Then there was last minute changes where they wanted us to open the show. So there was a lot of things people saying that how like, why did that happen for? Because by the time you've performed, people have forgotten about you. So when it's them not time to perform now, they're going to remember what they saw last. Yeah. So a lot of people said that did have a bit of...
that makes a whole lot of sense now. But, and I guess as well, seeing someone perform before you, you can fix up and think, okay, this is what we're going to do too, to counteract that. Yeah. Whereas being the first, it's like the DJ thing that we did where the first person who comes on is always going to feel like the last person killed it the most. Yeah. Because you've listened to everything that everyone's done.
It's like
change a lot of stuff now before I go on because
it's like a festival lineup. If you're you're warming up for a main event,
there you go.
You know,
there you go.
Same sort of thing, I guess, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
You know,
all right, man, I'll take it back. I'm sorry.
No, listen, that's why we're here. No, it's all good. But I think for us, it wasn't, because when we went on that show, the first thing that even Swoosh and we all spoke, we said, you know what, we're not going on here to become like these big winners. If we win, that's a bonus. But the moment we even make it to the finals, we've won.
Yeah.
So that's the mentality that we had. So when we were on stage, we didn't care about what the media made it seem like to be, like we're there with our rivalries. They done that because they needed to make a show out of it, which they'd succeeded. And for us, we just played along, but then we done what we went there to do, and that was always just to get our foot up there on the platform and then just to take it from there. So
I guess it also changed the culture of Britain's Got Talent, because now you see a lot of dance groups going on now.
A lot.
And everyone's trying to emulate all the stuff that Diversity and yourselves do.
Yeah. And even to this day, which I don't agree with to an extent, where there's new, because I think for me and for us, we always admire new talent. So if there's a new group trying to push themselves, they should never get compared to us. But they will, unfortunately. So whenever there's an act on Britain's Got Talent, they'll always get mentioned. Diversity will get mentioned, and it kind of waters what they have down a bit. So it's been going on for years, but it's unfortunate. But I don't agree with it to an extent, because I like to see new talent. Let new talent do what they do.
Yeah, but it goes back to what you just said. These people are there to make a show. True. And that's already been done. We've already had the dance competition. Mm-hmm. Unless someone comes out and does something crazy, that's not going to happen again.
Yeah, because they've got that and they've had that.
Yeah.
That's showbiz.
Showbiz.
Yeah. Showbiz.
Yeah. That's harsh though.
Yeah.
It also goes back to what you said, right? You went on to be yourselves, and nowadays it's like, oh, you need to do this. Mm-hmm. But we still see the dog still comes on every year. It's like, you've done that.
The dog.
The girl and the dog. I think she's got a new dog as well. But anyway, let's go.
No, it's true.
It's all about attracting. What's the crowd looking for, and I think pets where we live is a big thing. So there's always going to be more pets than dancers now, because dance has already been done.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Dang. But it serves you well, nevertheless. What does the brand Flawless mean today? Obviously, we've got
Can I ask one thing before we move on? Yeah. So, how much space is there between the semi-final and the final on Britain's Got Talent? Is it a week?
Correct, a week.
So, in your final performance, how much of that is brand new? How much is it moves that maybe you've got in the back pocket and you pull out? And how much is it like, what's that week like, I guess?
It's full on. Like Swoosh said in the thing when he got asked, we literally stayed at rehearsals till midnight because everything had to be from scratch. We might have had like certain elements of transitions that was the same, but in terms of actual choreography, brand new. Yeah, so it was like a space of a week that we had to create from. So the moment we got the results that we've gone through to the finals, we had a whole week. So we had a Monday to Friday to rehearse the new piece. So it was full on. Literally.
Bro, that changes a lot. That changes a lot.
Yeah.
I retract my comments.
Yeah, no, a whole.
I feel like a fool.
I remember because even after when we finished that, we said, okay, we need to get home because tomorrow we're rehearsing again. So it was full on.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the music as well, who picks that then? Because you had some MJ, you had some James Brown. Is that like day one we pick what tracks were performed?
So with the music, what happens is you have to run the music by them because they have to get licensing for the music. So what we do is that we sit down with okay, what music can we go for? So then we have to send it back to them. They have to get back to us, let us know, okay, yeah, right, we've got the license for it. You can use this one. And there was, now that you mentioned that, the semi-finals, we had a song that they actually denied. But we said, no, we need to use this this particular song, but we're going to mix it a bit, change it up a bit, but we need to get this one licensed. So then they had to eventually then go ahead with it. So it was like in the middle of a rehearsal. Remember, we had a whole week to rehearse. They got back to us like on a Wednesday and a Thursday saying that we can't really use this song, but we're going to try our best. So we're now thinking, what song are we going to use? Because I think prior to that, they need to get the song in by at least Friday. So they can clear it.
To get the clearing.
To get the clearing.
Wow.
So there's a lot of things to deal with behind closed doors. It's not just what you see on the screen.
Yeah, of course.
A lot.
What was the song?
So it was an army song. It was if you see the semi-finals, the army song when we're coming out, like a dun 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 dun. So it was just that clearance of that wasn't really approved just yet. So we had to then think of a plan B. So yeah,
that's pressure, isn't it?
Yeah, pressure.
Is it 20? Is that the same one that 20th Century used?
No.
Okay, it's something similar.
Different. Yeah,
Gotcha.
I'm going to give Connor a mic. Actually, we need to get him a mic.
Yeah.
Can we?
That was a good question.
Yeah, can we organise that?
Yeah, please, man. That was a good question, man. I like that.
Yeah.
That was fresh.
I'll do the filming if you want.
We talk about this a lot, but that's a whole different set of skills to being a dancer.
Yeah.
Being able to put something together, cleared and ready for TV.
Yes.
In a week.
Yeah, mad.
It was so simple. You said a similar thing with you guys as well?
Well, we talk about rappers and stuff.
Yes.
You can't just be a good rapper nowadays. You've got to be a social media person. You've got to be a performer on stage. You've got to choose the beat. There's a lot of different things that you've then got to do.
Sure.
To be a successful rapper.
Of course. Yeah.
A dancer is a dancer, but then you've got to be all these other roles.
Other roles as well, true, yeah. So it is no, it's not easy. When you think about it now, when you're saying that, in terms of like just to be able to, it's picking, because I think for us as dancers, you can dance, and you can put, but it's like picking the right song that will go with what we do. It's not easy. It's something that we have to all sit down and say, you know what, let's put this on, let's see what vibe you get from it. So then we say, yeah, let's go with this song, because then you know that how we're able to create with that particular song. So it's tough, but
Bro, it's crazy. And you got me just coming up and, they smoked you. That is smoked you. So, because now that you think of it, it's like a DJ set for us.
Yeah.
What's going to get the crowd going? You want to attack them from an emotional side of view as well as the visual.
Yeah.
Say you're giving a performance, because you can dance without getting someone emotional. Yeah. But when looking at that now, you did that to bring the nostalgia of Michael Jackson. You did the Michael Jackson moves. Mm-hmm. After what you just said, you won. No, for real.
It's hard not to let those little logistical, technical things affect your performance. Honestly, as well, right?
And I think that as well, by you saying that as well, I think that's what allowed us to be who we are, because you got to think of it, you got 10 guys in a group. So let's say, for example, it might have affected one member. Yeah. But that one member won't be put down because you have the rest of the 9 members that will be able to bring him back up to say, no, we got this. So we were able to encourage each other to allow us to shift off any negativity that was going on, because behind closed doors, there was a lot of changes, last minute costume changes. This was happening. And then and I felt like as if you are a solo act, you might find it hard because there's no one there you can go to for support. But whereas there was like 10 of us plus management, you can't go wrong with that. Yeah.
Who does your music? Who did the mixing?
So we had members inside. So some of the members, they done music, so they could edit the music, they can cut it, and then they could do anything. So everything was in house.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. You're thinking, do you need a guy?
No. I just wanted to know, because I'm like, that's fine. Like,
although to say that though, we did have someone as well outside that does for Boy Blue called Mikey J. So he was at the time also helping us when it comes to like certain particular soundtracks and mix and stuff as well. So yeah, we did have a few people out there help us if needed.
I'd love to talk about the evolution of Flawless from that moment up to kind of where we're at now, and we're seeing the brand go to things like the Dance Hub, and working with a lot of young people as well.
Yep.
Talk to me about that transition, and I suppose post Britain's Got Talent, what Flawless kind of the brand represents or has represented from then up until this day.
I think for us, Flawless has always, even then, because we always had the conversations about saying, it's about giving back. That's the most important thing, because when it's all said and done, we have to look back at our career and say, what did we do or put back or give back to the community? So working with the new generation is something that we wanted to make sure that we gave back. So now that you have, in all of us, we're all choreographers. Yeah. So we're able to just go around, just passing on the information, teaching the younger generation, and then to just allow them to be who they are. So a lot of them will come to us with feedback, whereas let's say, for example, some of them may want to audition for adverts, for other things. So we are able to give them right information or direct them to those that we may know as well. And that's the thing about Flawless. We are not just taking everything, we want to give back. So we've always been doing that from the moment we even finished the whole Britain's Got Talent, the movies. we started then the flawless dance hub. So then that was the whole aim for that was to give the younger kids opportunities to be able to perform at, let's say, festivals as they're doing now today, or we might have music videos that we want to get them into. Then from there, as they get older, they can become their own choreographers. They can start putting on their own pieces as well.
I've just remembered one of my favourite movies, Honey.
Yeah, I was going to mention.
Yes.
So good.
Yes.
Because it's kind of like what you've explained there is kind of it's a bit of that, right?
Yes.
03 or 04, I think.
Yeah. For the youth, absolutely. Yeah, I love
so
that.
that's the flawless evolution. And now it's, because now we have the flawless dance hub, we have the flawless next gen. The next gen, they are literally, honestly, every time when I watch them, I'm like, oh my goodness, these kids are becoming.
So what's the difference between those two? So
the flawless dance hub is more at the younger generation, for the young. So I say they go up to about the age of 10 to 12, and then you have the next gen. The next gen, they are just the one just underneath us, but they perform with us as well. We done a pub in the park with them a lot, where they'll have a little scene where they'll come in and they'll get involved as well. So it's just, and it's a mix. So you've got to think of it. Flawless, we were all first started all boy group. So then now we said, you know what, let's go out there, let's just mix everyone together.
Absolutely.
So that's what we've done.
So good. I love that giving back. Amazing. And we see it firsthand here in Cambridge at Bodyworks as well. Sean and I have been to some classes. Love what you do there, bro. You're a choreographer.
He's a little choreographer himself. I'm telling you.
Really?
Yeah.
Next gen over here.
Wow.
Trust me.
Oh no, his shots were all over Instagram after your first class.
Listen.
He was bigging you up, man.
Natural energy though, man. Natural.
No, thank you.
That's it.
For real.
Let's talk about Bodywork, because I mean that is the Cambridge link here. You know, we're recording from Cambridge today. How's that experience been for you, and how long you been there as well?
Do you know what? I think this is my third year, if I can remember. Yeah, third year going into it now. So it was just like through a mutual friend that connected the dots for me personally, and then ever since then, it's just been nothing but growth and progression as well for the younger dancers as well.
It's so amazing for them to have someone like yourself to teach them as well. Do they know? Do all the kids know who you are?
Do you know what? Because for me, when I now go and teach, I don't go and tell them who I am. I just want to be myself.
Absolutely.
A lot of them done researches, and then I had a few of them say to me, "Oh, you didn't tell me that you were in the Flawless. My parents watched you." So when they tell me that, I'm like, "Oh, is that how old I am?"
Yeah. Well, we're celebrating 20 years.
Yes,
so
we are. Yeah. So no, but it's good.
I love that, man.
It's good. I think for me, it's always good when you see the younger generation. They're obviously hungry for it and they are enjoying it. And I think for me, what I bring to just the dance world is about making sure everyone is being free. Because a lot of the times when people go, for me, what I see is that people go there to try and feel like they're better than someone else.
Yeah.
Whereas we've lost it, like we said earlier, that's not about losing that element of going to exchange, having fun. Let's bring back that fun stuff.
You really see that in your classes as well, man, because when I went, the last class I went to, you taught a routine, but it was loose in the sense that you were basically saying, make it your own. You know, like the action is there, but the dynamic, how you do it, that's you.
It's a big confidence booster for those people that feel like they can't dance, because looking around, it's easy to judge and think, yeah, I'm better than the person, I'm better than. But when you take away all that and you're just having fun, you're thinking, look at them go. Look at how they're moving. And even if they take that move and they use it on the next night out, that means you've done your job, right? They feel confident enough to do it. So that's great. And I like the fact that you said when you just go out there, you are just yourself, because I didn't know that you were flawless until maybe session 5.
Okay.
I was just like,
humble man.
Oddey's cool, bro. He's a cool guy. And then it's only when I followed you.
No way.
On Insta. And I was like, Oddey, flawless. What's that? I was like, oh, flawless. My guy's a celebrity. So I was like, yeah, that's great. That's amazing, man.
No, thank you, man. Appreciate that. No, I think for me, it's about being yourself. You know, I think
that humility, bro.
It goes a long way. And I think that is another thing that I always say to individuals is that, you see, with the whole showbiz as well, it's the thing that we had, because we came from nothing. We wasn't spoon-fed to then be where we are. We actually worked for where we had to go. And there's something that we always said is that just remain humble as well. Because at the end of the day, if you try to mistreat people just because you're going up, just be mindful. Because when you're going down, the same people that are going up, they're going to look at you. So, and we have never burnt any bridges.
Bro, that's a tough act though, because the bravado that you get from, oh, we were number one in the world. The Germany, yes, we came second here, but there's a different dynamic that happened after what you said. I was like, it's that humility is powerful.
It goes a long way. It goes a long way.
I love that. I studied dance as a teenager, but in hindsight, I probably enrolled at the wrong school.
Okay.
What's your advice for young people who are wanting to find their path through dance today?
I would say finding their path. I would say get yourself to classes just to boost your confidence, and don't remain as this one person that you've been told to stay as. Just an example, if you like commercial, get yourself to more than one commercial class. Don't just stay in one, because then you remain the same. Go out there, find different classes, whether you like hip hop, whether you like popping, locking, get yourself to different classes just so that you can push yourself as well, because then that will help you boost your confidence, and then to get to know what style you really enjoy doing. So don't be scared. Don't be listening to other people, because sometimes some people tell you, oh, don't do this, don't do that. But then again, you're wasting your own talent. And I believe that we all have gifts, especially when it comes to dancers. We all have gifts in certain styles of dance. It's finding that gift.
Finding which one
suits you.
But also to have the variety as well.
Variety, yeah, it's so good. It's so good, because I always say you could know different styles, but you need to at least have one that you are really, really good at.
Right.
Like, for example, because I think with me, again, like I said, my background obviously being Congolese, my style naturally is Afro.
Okay.
That's my style. But when I started Flawless, that wasn't really popular as it is now.
Oh, that's a whole thing now.
Now it's huge.
In the UK,
Because I remember when we, as Flawless, because the first time we done it was with we done a performance with it's a comedian, Eddie Caddy.
Yes.
Right.
So he had his first ever show that he's performed at the O2, so he needed dancers. So then he had us lot, so we rehearsed with him for like a week. And then we said, when you come out on stage, we're going to get you into the Flawless white costume that we wear. You're going to come out of nowhere, and then we're going to do an African scene. And this is way before even the whole scene being how it is now. Eddie Caddy came out, and then me and him, because he's Congolese as well. So we both done a duo like piece, and then the whole place went crazy.
I love that.
But that, again, I didn't find that when I first started Flawless, because before Flawless, I was more hip hop.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was more popping.
And you see that.
I was locking, so it wasn't really popular then. Maybe I might do in rehearsals, but we didn't put it in our sets. Because we didn't know how the feedback, how the response would be from viewers or anything. So we just left it for a bit. But now, it's now something that I enjoy doing. If I wanted to do popping or locking, I can do it. But I know I'm comfortable, and I know that, for example, with people that are now learning about the Afro scene, I give them the information that they need, if that makes sense.
That's very similar to my DJ journey.
Yeah.
It's the trend, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a trend, and it's when we started, it was hip hop R&B, and obviously there's a housey scene. I never touched the housey scene. I didn't know anything about it. Then joining the gym crews, I start playing more house, because I remember saying to myself, I'll never play this stuff. You start playing more house, I guess your ear gets, you start hearing things, exposed to different things, and you're like, oh, I can mix it with this, I can make it work with that, with certain things, crowd reactions type stuff. African music comes out, Ed is playing it. I'm like, I don't understand it. What's the point? Right?
I get it. Yeah.
And then fast forward, I go home, I come back, I'm like, I've got some tracks. I need to find a way of bringing them in, because obviously everyone's got an identity, right?
Of course.
And the big scene is Niger, Ghana, but Africa's huge. How do you bring all those elements into like that? That's amazing.
That's a nice story, that though.
But that is just, both of you is an example of what's been popular in the UK, and the kind of the timeline of that. I mean, we were talking outside about, from a DJ perspective, like starting with the dancehall, because that was a real thing, with the likes of Sean Paul going commercial, and then we get more like the reggaeton, and now we are just really in a space where Afrobeats and Amapiano is just at the forefront, almost of pop music. You think about Tyler's tune Water, South African to a T, and 100%. It's right there in front of us. So, it leads to a question actually: how have you seen the popularity of dance styles evolve in your career, and how have you adapted to that?
I'm always learning. we're all learners. We never stop learning as a dancer or as a teacher. You just, because I think when you stop learning, that's when you lose yourself. So you have to always make sure you're always up to date. For me,
Always a student.
Yeah, always be a student, because it's so important, especially in the dance community. And I feel like the day when you start telling yourself, no, I've learned I've learned everything, that's when you kind of go down the hill where you lose yourself. So we've seen just the dance scene. I think even when we started, it was the reggae, the bashment.
Yeah.
It's popular.
Yeah.
You know? So we had to go through the phase of even the funky house, the house.
Yeah.
Even
Did you ever do a routine to baseline? Because that came and went real quick, didn't it?
do you know what? I felt like we skipped that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So we
It didn't stick around too long.
Yeah.
Did it?
So we skipped that. Then we definitely got caught up in the house and funky house.
Yeah.
Where we even were like in some of the head, shoulders, knees and toes, the music
Yes.
videos.
Yeah.
And we got caught up in that for.
I remember. Do you know anyone in that music video? Because I remember that one.
Head, shoulders.
Yeah.
I was.
Oh, you was in it?
Yeah, I was in it.
Do you know Carmel? Brother?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
We grew up in the same town.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Big her up. Yeah, she's
even
in.
big you up.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Even what's that? In the morning.
In the morning.
Yes.
I was
Egypt.
in the video as well.
Egypt.
Egypt. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we done. So it's crazy because when we actually shot that video, we actually went and watched her perform straight away. So done the video. That was in Brixton. And then we went to see her perform, and then we just started freestyling in a club with her.
Love that.
So that was good scene, man. Good scene.
Yeah,
It's nice.
Yeah. Oh, so good. Yeah, I mean, great advice there as well. And I think, you know, as we say, like dance is forever evolving. The prevalence of Afro house, Afrobeat, Amapiano right now, like is mega. One of my favorite videos actually on your socials, Oddey, is yourself and Swoosh. You're doing almost like a pop-in routine.
Yes.
To like the bass line of the Amapiano track. That's so clever, bro.
Thank you, man.
I love
Thank
that.
you. We shot that in Romania. Is it
Yeah,
that one?
yeah, IDEO.
Dun, dun, dun. Yes, IDEO, yeah. So we shot that one in Romania.
Yeah.
So, but that's why, you know what? This is what I say. You see, Swoosh, this guy is, the way he thinks sometimes on the spot, he has ideas, just come like that. And I think that's where the chemistry kicks in as well.
Yeah.
Because when you naturally have a chemistry with people in your group or anything, you just know that whatever you put together is going to be serious stuff, you know? So even with that, we shot that literally within 10, 15 minutes.
You caught that. It's such good chemistry on that video, man. It's so cool. And that's an example again of like taking an element of the song that might not be so obvious to a listener for the first time. That underlying bass line that you're reacting to is great.
Thank you, man.
Almost like, would you say that's lyrical?
I wouldn't say lyrical, but I'll say this. But you know what it is where you can hear the beat. Because like you said, sometimes even, I don't know, well, some people might not be able to catch a certain beat of a song. But as dancers, you can always hear that beat to catch. So you catch that, but then you make those that don't know, they'll be like, oh,
Yeah.
he's hitting that
You're almost
beat.
accentuating the tune.
So
But there's some people that just miss the beat altogether.
True. Yeah, some people miss it.
No, that's funny. That's crazy.
Speaking of IDEO, this was the Hip Hop Championships.
Yes, that's right.
And you were a judge.
Yes, judging it.
So, dancer, choreographer, judge. You're now in Simon Cowell's shoes, right?
Yeah.
So, what are you looking for in young dancers from a judge perspective?
So for me, it's cleanliness. So let's say, for example, you're doing locking. You can't just be swinging your arms around. You have to really know the foundation when it comes to locking. If you're doing an arm roll, you have to make sure you're locking. So you can't be just, unless you're doing whacking, which is a different style as well. So I look for just your cleanliness and how sharp you are with your movements. The other thing as well is, for me, I look at, when you're dancing, who are you dancing to? Are you dancing to yourself, or are you dancing just for everyone to see you dance? Because a lot of the dancers now, when they are doing their freestyle, they'll look down.
Yeah.
So for me, I like to always encourage, well, when I teach, I tell them, when you go to do your dance shows or battles, look up, have fun with it.
Can I just extend that to all the rappers that are listening as well? Because I see that in their performances too. Man.
Yeah, so it's looking up. Because for me, the moment you look down, you shut yourself off.
Yeah.
So he's like, okay, you don't want me to watch you or to judge you, so I'm not going to do it. So, but the moment you just introduce me and bring me involved in your performance, that's a win-win for me personally.
Yeah.
I think the other thing for me, it's just the execution of your movements. You know, you have to really go 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, be committed, commit to it, and really go for it. Don't hold yourself back because I don't know if I'm doing it right, or I'm going to second question.
Just go for it.
Go for it. Don't hold back.
Yeah. One of the things that I always used to get told when I was dancing a lot when I was younger was have fun. Like, look like you're having fun. Smile. And I never used to think about it back then as being that important, but as an observer, I do get it now.
Yeah. And you know, that's a good point that you made there, because a lot of people do say smile. Now, with me, and when I perform, I naturally smile, but that's just me. But you can't expect someone who's not really a smiler to start dancing and start smiling.
Yeah.
Because then for me, it's like you're not allowing that person to be themselves.
Sure.
The first thing that I always say is just look up, look like you're enjoying it, because you can't keep a serious face and tell me that you're enjoying it, because you're not, because you're just thinking. I can see that you're thinking
Thinking about the next move.
If you can smile, by all means do it, but I'm not saying to keep your mouth just smile. No, just have fun, look up and enjoy it. So yes, if you smile, yes, that's good. If you don't, try and find certain parts of your movements where you can draw the crowd towards you.
That makes sense. Yeah, great advice.
Just nice.
Yeah. You have been heavily involved in Move It, which is probably the UK's biggest dance convention. And I've been there a couple of times, not for a while, but what's your relationship like with that brand and
Move It? They are family from the moment from the very first ever convention, we were part of it. Yeah. So we performed there, and last one just gone, we had the new gen perform there as well. Yeah. So they're literally like family.
Yeah. Amazing. And it was always such a nice array of different styles there as well. You know, you can feel so inspired.
I think for me, when I walk into the convention of Move It, it's really good just to see different schools. So you don't just get one school, you see different schools around, and everyone just selling what they do, showing what they do. And it's just everyone getting together. You know, sometimes it might feel like as if people are competing against each other, but it's not. It's just good to have a bunch of dancers, dance schools under one roof, and being able just to celebrate each other's growth, because a lot of these schools have been going there for years, you know? So it's just good for me, because I feel like we need more. I don't know how it is over here in the UK in terms of like the hip hop convention, which I feel like they lack, because in the States, of course, where it's obviously the birth of it, they have a lot of like link ups where I feel like the UK are missing something like that, where everyone get together and just celebrate. Yeah, you know.
Well, I will say this. I mean, I was fortunate enough to go to the breaking convention at Sadler's Wells this year. A big up John Z.
Yes,
and
John Z.
You know, I mean, I was so inspired. Yeah, you know, and I think that's an example of exactly what you're saying. That community wasn't just breakdance. It was all kinds of dancers. There was opportunities to do graffiti writing and you know, do your own little dance ciphers and all kinds of stuff. And I think the more opportunities like that, it's great. It's great for young people as well, just to be like, that's what I want to do. I'm inspired by that.
Yeah,
you know?
No, John Z's been really connecting the scene from when I was young, you know, at Sadler's Wells. I think even when we performed there the first time, it was, I think for me, it really opened my eyes in terms of hip hop 10 times more than what I thought I knew. Yeah. Because then you had like DJs were just coming. The first time I actually heard like someone actually live scratching, he had someone from the States really come in, just throw down with scratch.
Did you catch his piece, The Airplane Man? Because that was like, it was almost like a biography of his kind of his journey.
Okay.
And yeah, he had a mad DJ on that one as well. And I'll forever remember that. I must have been about 13 years old, but that was like, my exposure to kind of hip hop as a whole was through John Z. So big him up. But yeah, more things like that for sure. What you say about the schools being at Move It, I mean, John Z was, you know, he studied as well. You didn't come through like a school as such, did you?
I didn't. So this is why, you know, that's why for me, I call it self-taught. Yeah. Because I felt like I was taught by individuals in Flawless. Because a lot of the individuals that started Flawless, they came from dance schools.
Right.
So, they actually went to dance colleges and they studied, they graduated. Yeah. You know, so for me, learning from them was like my college. Yeah. If that makes sense. I feel like as if I had my own college, but in Flawless. So we had
just your brothers.
Yeah. So actually, just so for example, a lot of them had obviously done the ballet, the contemporary. So I felt like I was learning on the job as I was there training. So it was just like learning from my brothers, and you can't get better than that. So I really don't have a dance school background in a sense.
It's interesting. Do you think there is an importance in those institutions?
Definitely. If I could take myself back, I would definitely say I would have loved to actually get involved in the colleges. Because I felt like just things like ballet or certain things like that, they're good to know, to get to learn technique as well, and just to be able to see things differently as well from their side. So that's why I highly respect the ballet dancers and those that transition into like street dance, because they have a really, really good receipt
Yeah.
You know?
Now I'm thinking of another movie.
Exactly.
Yeah. Wow.
Am I right in thinking there was a joint performance maybe about 7 or 8 years ago with the ballet group?
English National Ballet. Goodness me. Yes. We went on tour with them. I forgot what year it was, but it was cool. The tour was called Against Time. So that was an experience.
I'd have loved to have seen that.
That was honestly a really, really good show. Because I think even at the training process of that, we had to they made us do a few training sets when it comes to like the ballet and then holding the bars. It was so funny just seeing a bunch of brothers just there going down. Oh no, that show was amazing. So then they had to also go through a training with obviously how we warm up when it comes to like the street
so it was like a
a
straight switch.
And in one of the scenes of the show itself, there was a scene where we had to go and hold the bars. And then we had to do it, and I remember my leg just stiffening up. It was locked when I was going down. So no, it was a good experience.
The old pliés.
I was stiff.
Did they make you get your leg up to here somewhere?
They tried to.
Yeah.
Keyword, they tried to. My leg was saying, no, not today.
Yeah. Mad.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's
crazy. That exchange. Going back to the exchange, I feel like we need more of that.
Do you know what we do? I would love to. If they called us and said, you know what, guys, we need to part 2 of Against Time, I would do it straight away. Because I think for me, it was just an eye-opener as well, just to be able to see how it is for ballet dancers, because their technique and their discipline is a whole different level, you know? And that's what I think even helped me just to understand their journey as ballet dancers. So then it was like seeing them do what we do. Because a lot of them, they come from, because a lot of them, you got to think of it, their structure and their way they walk, their posture, it's really upright.
Yeah.
So then to get them to change over to
African.
to African,
like
or
this
just
center of gravity here.
It's a struggle.
Yeah.
You know? But then with that, we literally rehearsed for like 2 months. It was training because we had to really, really, really tackle some certain things for us. Look, well, majority of the members anyway, because they done that. But it was for people like myself and other members that didn't really have that background to get things down to the T.
I'd have loved to have seen that, man. Yeah, maybe that can be after, we've got the past, present, future.
Yes.
Part 2 of that, because I think I would love to
that'll be serious.
I mean, you could bring it up.
Do you know what?
It's out there.
Listen, now that we're speaking about it, definitely I hope they listen to this as well, so I can say, you know what, let's try and go for round 2.
It needs to happen, and just to kind of highlight what you can do on a stage. The possibilities are endless.
Especially now when there's all these different types of music and different dances that you can incorporate into that one. It'll be amazing. Like bringing the street to the African to the ballet and merging
for sure. There's so many things you can do now. There's so many things you can do now with that.
Speaking of which, 20 years at the Peacock Theatre is coming up. Past, present and future, 20 electrifying years of Flawless in Style. November the 9th. What can people expect?
All I can say is just come down and then you're going to see a journey of when we first started, and to just be able to see the new generation and where Flawless, the future is going to take you. You know, just expect nothing but explosive moves, fun and exciting things to be seen.
I can't wait. I'm going to get my tickets, actually.
I was just about to ask. Where can we get tickets?
So you can go on the Peacock Theatre website. If you go on Flawless UK Instagram page, you could click the link and it'll take you straight to the page and you get your tickets.
Boom. And that's Sadler's Wells as well.
Sadler's Wells, yes.
There you go.
Sadler's Wells.
Love that venue. And they do so much for the dance world in this country.
A lot, man. You got to big them up, man, because they've always had the hip-hop scene back for years until this day. Non-stop support from them.
We are repping our own merchandise. Sean is sipping out of a hip-hop show mug as we speak. You've got the We Are So Fresh cap on. I'm repping some special edition garms from Ghana. But
can I just say though?
Oh yeah, sure, yeah.
Can I just say this? I need earlier on when you just started the show, I was saying, you know, I need a little merch myself. You know, the t-shirt, a hat. Come on, man, you got
hook him up.
I got please.
I got you. We'll talk.
Yeah,
you need to make that happen.
Yeah. In fact, I think I messaged you. You know?
No, you did. No, you did. No, we spoke. We spoke in person.
Okay.
We spoke in person.
Yeah, okay, cool. Okay,
I got you.
All right, good. Are we sorted?
Yes.
All right. Okay. So the next time we speak to you, you'll be
100%. Listen, first thing on uniform situation.
But we see the Chase the Dream merch as well. I want to talk a little bit about that. I mean, See you guys wearing the t-shirts from back in the day. You guys are so kind of positive, and there's always like a lot of quotes on your Instagram, real positive, uplifting, encouraging quotes. And I think Chase the Dream is kind of sums that up as well. Can you talk to me a little bit about kind of that phrase, what that means to you?
Chase the Dream is chasing the dream, for example. It doesn't have to be just one, whether it's dance. It's just in anything that you want to do in life, chase it, in terms of don't always think, okay, is this the right time or should I wait? No, chase the dream. If you believe that you can achieve it, go for it, because that's your dream that you're dreaming about. You wouldn't be dreaming about it if you don't think it's possible, really.
100.
So you have to really put your foot down and really go and chase that dream of yours. It could be anything that you want. Just believe in yourself and go.
What's your dream, Sean?
How much
Top DJ.
How much time you got? No, but you know what? It's funny. It's funny that you say that, because this whole year I've been going through my head. Having a brand is a hard thing. You know it. Hip hop show, flawless. This for me, and it's like you want to keep it fun, and sometimes stuff will get in the way that'll make you feel like, I don't want to do this anymore. There's all this politics and red tape and stuff like that. And being able to persevere in all of that, I guess, is the biggest thing for me. And chasing the dream used to be for me, but now it's what can I give back to my kids? That's the biggest. That's the biggest.
What's yours?
Mine. I think it's seeing where this can go. For now. Okay. Yeah, I think so. And the DJing as well. You know, seeing where that can go. Bigger audiences,
of course,
bigger exposure, but also giving back.
Yes,
you know.
But you guys have now got the platform, so there's no way that anything can hold you guys down now, because I feel like this is the way forward for me personally. Absolutely. You know, just being able to come to Cambridge and be able to do like a hip hop show like this, the only way is up now. Do you guys?
Absolutely.
I love that.
For sure.
Oh, so good, Oddey, so good. And I love the quotes as well. I've got some others here that are on your socials. If you don't mind. Over time, you will realise the important things in life are what happens day to day, not the big events that happen occasionally. I do love that, because that kind of just allows you to be present and appreciate every moment. Although I can imagine it might have been difficult to appreciate that when you were trying to strive towards such a big kind of result, and you know, especially with Britain's Got Talent and shows in general. How do you incorporate this day-to-day mentality?
I think every day just be thankful and grateful, just to be able to, let's say for example, by me going to teach, I'm enjoying that moment now. And this is the part where I say sometimes social media could spoil that for you, because people don't want to live in the moment where they are. They want to just film everything there and then, and they're not living the moment. They're filming things and they're forgetting, no, there's more to that. If you put your phone aside or anything aside, enjoy the moment as you are there and then. Do you get what I'm saying? So I feel like every day, just be grateful for what you have, you know? And I think that's what I always imply to myself. I always tell myself that what am I grateful for today? Okay, let me, even if it's, for example, starting a positive conversation with people, because for me, I struggle to even have any negative thoughts going through my head, you know?
Like that.
So whether it's by trying to encourage people, you know, and I think for me, having a good like support system of my siblings, my brothers, you know, a big family, so being able just to have a bit of, even if it's like jokes or fun, something that could keep your mind in the right place. Because sometimes you wake up in today's world, you could get easily swayed and easily lose yourself. Social media, that's why I say, even for me, obviously something I need to apply even more so now is that social media not to be the first thing that you have, like your phone in your hand. Put it aside
when you wake up.
And then really get yourself together first. And if you need it, then you do it, but don't make it a priority. Don't prioritize it.
Get yourself an old school alarm like we all used to have to do.
I forgot.
Do you know what I mean? Just get an actual alarm. And so that helps though.
It does. Yeah, no. We need to go back to those days.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah. It brings me very nicely onto my next question. And I don't quite know where I stand with this, but how has TikTok changed the dance world? Do you think it's for good, or do you think there's something going on there that just doesn't quite sit right?
I mean, for me, I think it has contributed in a good way in terms of, for me, it's helped kids. Before TikTok, for me, I felt like some people struggled with rhythm, I'll say, for example.
Wow.
A lot of kids in general struggled with rhythm, whereas TikTok has now come to play, and then you then have the kids now naturally have rhythm, because they're now catching on to the latest trend, the latest dance move.
Okay.
So it's then kind of helped my job a bit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So all I have to do is add a bit of seasoning to what they already have.
Sure.
You know, so it does. I feel like if you use it the right way, then you can win with it. But if you're using the wrong way, now for me, the wrong way is where just because you're getting the right choreography there, it doesn't mean you are the best dancer in the world. It doesn't work like that, because you have people that have actually been doing this for years, that have studied this, that know this. But yes, because people can do and learn the choreo on the screen. But remember, just have to remember there's always like the back story to it as well.
It's like pushing the sync button, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like our version of You don't, dude. You don't. No. Oh,
I
gosh.
love the sync button.
Yeah.
No, but I get it.
It's like what I'm saying is like you've got a quick kind of very handy tool in front of you.
Yes.
Is what I mean.
But would you say it's wrong though to use this? So in terms of the sync button, would you say it's there for a reason? No.
I disagree with the whole idea of it myself.
Okay. No, but I guess it's going back to people that say real DJs are from the vinyl era.
Yeah.
And
Respect DJs like that. Yeah.
I understand that vinyl era, but at the same time, the reason why I would use a sync button is to keep everything, make it easier. Because I guess for me, when I'm doing it, I'm thinking about what song am I playing 5 songs ahead. So if I don't have to think about that beat matching, because I've already done it, I'm going to have to mix it anyway. It's good if the sync button is there, because I think I fell in love with it more when I saw someone who I looked up to play a song which was 80 BPM at 108. And I was like, that doesn't sound right.
Right.
But he did it so well that I was like, what's stopping me from doing that?
Right.
So
allows you to focus on other things.
Allows you to focus on other things.
Yeah.
But going back to the TikTok thing, I guess the TikTok now is what we had MTV for back in the day. That's what they're using the TikTok for now.
Yeah. My only concern, and I saw it was a video, it was a comparison video, and it was a breakdancer on split screen on one side doing some crazy moves, head spinning, and it said a couple thousand views. On the other side of the screen, it had 2 teenage girls doing all this gestural stuff, millions of views. So that's where it doesn't sit right for me, because it's like that OG that's like most probably dedicated his life to like perfecting that style, that solid style, isn't getting the exposure that he deserves in comparison to, aesthetically pleasing model who does a few gestures.
Yeah.
That's the thing that doesn't feel right to me.
But what you also need to understand is when you go on these platforms, people are not there looking for
B-boys,
the best moves. They're looking for stuff that clickbait, right?
Yeah.
You got two girls over there. Why am I watching this dude? That's basically what they're doing.
Yeah.
And it's like you forget the talent, and I guess it goes back to what you're saying, in that don't get stuck in that social media scene and just do you. Because if you do you, soon enough you have enough people talking about you to the point of bringing you out. So yeah, I get it.
It's like, because as with the dance world now, you have a lot of people, well, kids especially, like just doing dance moves, and then they've got viewers, they've got following.
It's mad.
And it goes to show you, for example. But I feel like those that have obviously studied and done it from young, it's like now just evolving, adjusting to it. And don't lose yourself, but at the same time as well, there's no harm in you then doing what you do, but then do the same as well. Just be able to adapt, if that makes sense. So there's nothing wrong with it. It's just using it the right way.
Yeah.
But I think it's just when people think that they are bigger than better.
Yeah.
That's the word. Better than what they are is like, because today, let's say, and I always say this, if tomorrow TikTok goes, if tomorrow this other platform goes, where are all the dancers going? They're all going back to the roots. Like, because that's where the dancers are really at. Those dancers that know their history, that know the foundations, they are at these events. They are at these like dance club battles. This is where it started from, So that's why I said to people, like, just be mindful of certain things that you might say or feel like you're better than someone else. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah. I love that. Great advice from the man, Oddey. Just about going to wrap things up, I think. But I thought we wrapped up ages ago. It's been, and you're the talker out of us two, bro.
I was still talking.
Man, it's been an absolute pleasure, man. I mean, I've got one final question, actually.
No, go ahead, bro.
Other than, the whole Britain's Got Talent experience, is there one singular sort of notable performance that kind of stands out for you personally? Another big moment in the Oddey career or Flawless career?
Do you know what? Yes, I think for me, it wasn't just one. I think for me, it was when we went on our own tour, Chase the Dream. Yeah. That one for me, when we done the O2 Indigo, that was like home from home. So you're now having people not watching you from just a normal like touring stuff, but you actually put on your own show in your home turf, and then you have people coming to watch you. When the show finished, for me, it was like, this is what I dreamed of. It was, for me personally, it was on par with like the whole BGT thing, because I think for me it was like having your family there coming to watch you do your own tour, your own show. That hit differently. Honestly.
Yeah. I love that.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
So, African background.
Yes.
Obviously, our parents are like education.
Mm-hmm.
What was it like for you coming up and going into dance, where maybe the pressure is you need to be a lawyer, a doctor, and all this stuff?
The pressure for me was from the jump.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the support system wasn't really there, you know, in terms of dance-wise. So this is a story I always say to people, is that I think I had to be that leeway for my siblings to say, you know what, you can achieve this in what you do. So growing up, because I used to play football before dance. So even when I kind of fell out of football, when I was dancing, my parents still thought I was getting football. So I had to tell them a lie that I'm going to play football. I'm going to do training. Even, this is a story that like, I always speak to the Flawless boys. When we done Britain's Got Talent, the audition, my parents, they had no idea I went to that. They thought I was at football. Yeah. So when it came to the audition, when they thought I went to football, and I think that when it was going live on air, we all linked up at Swish's house because we watched the audition at his. So I remember switching off my phone, and I said to my parents, "No, put BBC One on." So I switched my phone off. And I thought, okay, when we watched it, and I switched my phone back on, and my parents said to me, "When did you do that?" Just now. Yeah. I said, I've been doing it for a while. And that's when I think for me it was an icebreaker for me personally, because I had to hide that from them for a very, very long time. Only because you know what it is, I think from the African background, naturally, because your parents want the best for you. Yeah. They didn't see you going anywhere with what you do, you know? Because they
didn't see that as an opportunity.
An opportunity, no. So I had to really lie to them and tell them this and that. But when that moment of the whole auditioning went live, it changed the perspective of their way they saw things as well for me, and it really opened their eyes. And then everyone said, "Oh, good, keep doing that."
Yeah,
and that allowed
you proved it,
and then it allowed my siblings then to be able to go and pursue whatever they want to do.
Amazing.
Social media, so anything.
So when's the biopic coming out?
This is soon, maybe next year after the show that we have going on 9th November. Yeah, definitely.
Yes, yeah, I'm definitely gonna get my tickets for that one.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see it.
I need to be there.
Big celebration, 20 years of Flawless, and it's great to have Oddey in the building. For those that want to get involved with Oddey the choreographer, how can Cambridge people get involved firstly?
So we go back into teaching from after the 13th of September. So I'm there on Thursdays and Fridays, and we're in talks now to doing Saturdays now as well.
Boom.
So please stay tuned. We are Bodywork.
Yes.
So please make sure, if you don't know anything, just feel free to give them a message and they'll get back to you with all the information.
And what sort of styles are we throwing out there?
Thursdays I do commercials, on Fridays I do Afro. So yes, just be yourself and come and have fun.
And the classes are so fun.
What's the plan for Saturday?
Saturdays now we're in talks with that, so that might be even so that one's still in talks, but it's gonna be something serious as well.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I was gonna ask if you have a favourite style to perform, but I think it's about variety for you, right?
Yeah. No, I don't have a favourite. It's a good one actually, but I don't mind. So I like popping.
Yeah.
Popping, I like popping.
You're good at it too.
Yeah, popping and house, crazy footwork and stuff like that. Just the rhythm, but then Afro. Yeah, so it's like three. I'll say popping, house, and Afro.
Yes, there you go. Nice. And how can other people get involved? You're teaching in London as well?
Yes.
Or?
So at the moment, I don't have a specific spot, but I do workshops all over. So whenever you hear about a workshop of mine, you will definitely catch me on my socials, which is Oddey Flawless, which is Oddey_Flawless. Please follow me, and then all the information will be up on there.
Boom. And you'll also get a great dose of some amazing inspirational quotes on that page as well.
Yes, always.
Yeah. I was just going to add to that, because we mentioned bodywork as Fridays. Mm-hmm. It's both kids and adults.
Yes, both kids and adults.
That's right. Adult class.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the adult class starts from 8 o'clock and then it finishes at 9. So 1 hour with me. And then the kids one on Fridays, it starts at 5 o'clock until 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All the info right there. And of course, go and check out the Flawless Past, Present and Future 20 Years reunion at the Peacock Theatre, November 9th. Oh, what a celebration. Oddey, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you guys, man. You guys are smashing it, man.
Yo,
keep repping.
amazing.
Thank you for having me, though, man. Seriously, man. It's a pleasure.
Thanks for coming through, bro.
Bless.
That's awesome.